It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Washington Commanders and the Seattle Seahawks. Next on Madden Football.
It's a stadium known for its design, its noise, and a fan base so passionate. Brock, you know this firsthand. They've retired a jersey number for them. Welcome, everybody, to Lumen Field here in Seattle, Washington. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scotch, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as the default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Ball teed up. Austin Seibert out for the kick. And away we go from Lumen Field. Starting from the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So out come the Seahawks for their first offensive possession. They're led out by someone amidst their second act as an NFL QB. He was a second-rounder back in 2013, Geno Smith.
When Geno Smith won Comeback Player of the Year, it was really hard to find another comp. You know, the NFL, we love to always compare and contrast guys from different eras or project them moving forward. But there just were not many stories like Geno Smith, who just waited and persevered a decade in the NFL before he flourished. But what came to life finally was just the arm strength, the accuracy, the playmaking ability that was there at West Virginia, and it just took some time and maybe a little love from Pete Carroll at that time to really elevate his confidence and elevate his game.
A play fake, now Smith to throw. Into the hands of Tyler Lockett. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And the Seahawks will have a first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
First and 10 now. Here's Smith. He gets it complete to Kenneth Walker. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it sets up Seattle with first down.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get them enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
Walker on first down. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. Second down. Shotgun snap to Smith. Locates Lockett along that sideline, and he's got it. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And the Seahawks will have a first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Offense set for a first and 10. Hand off to Walker from the gun. And not much for him there. He's down to the 15-yard line. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
They go play action. Here's Smith. This throw is caught. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got first and goal.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can come.
And he's in for the touchdown. The Seahawks finish up an excellent opening series. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established in its top gear right here early on.
Now it's Jason Myers on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Seahawks will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. This return starts at the 5. This return makes it up to the 25. So the Commanders' offense headed out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken second in 2024, Jaden Daniels.
Jaden's the closest thing we've seen to Lamar Jackson. And while there's only one Lamar Jackson, the two-time MVP, Jaden's going to push him a little bit in this league. He is a tremendous athlete. Over 1,000 yards rushing down the SEC, and he's just got the instincts, the feel to know when to run it. And man, he can also sling it. A quick, compact, accurate release. I can't wait to watch this guy's skill set unfold in the NFL.
Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1. Robinson on the inside give. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
They're running the option, short side. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Play fake here. Daniels. Hauled in left side. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Devin Witherspoon there on the stop. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Shotgun snap to Daniels. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And there won't be a return here. This punt is out of bounds. They'll say inside the 40. So Seattle retakes the field for their 2nd series. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their 2nd possession.
And Kate, generally, offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to. So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Out of the gun, here's Smith. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate. When you put the ball in the air, how many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't, they call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
Commanders with an extra DB out there to defend this third down. Now Smith connects with Fant.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face, because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field's thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that third down?
Fourth down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Here comes the Washington offense out to the field, ready for their second drive. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Daniels. That's complete. Here's Brown. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
On second down, Robinson. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
The Hawks dialing up the nickel D here, 3rd down. Empty backfield now. The running back motions out left. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Out of the gun, Daniels. Brought in right side. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup.
It's what these quarterbacks are having to do more often now than ever before in football. Show off a little mobility. Get outside the pocket and find that open man.
Second down now, 7 to go. Shotgun snap, a give to Robinson. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Tackle made by Ernest Jones. It's going to be a gain of 5 on what will be the final play of our opening quarter. We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. Neither side separating much so far. More from Lumen Field in just a minute. Time now for the second quarter. Commanders in possession. They've got 3rd and 2 to start out. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. First and 10 now. Here's Daniels. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Awareness. Awareness is so critical of where those defenders are down the field to find that open receiver. But it's just as important, Kate, in the pocket. Having awareness of what's going on around you, the QB didn't. And the defense registers a sack.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Trying again following the sack. Caught on the comeback route. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line.
I'll be honest with you, Kate. As you grow and develop as a quarterback, your arm gets stronger. These comebacks can be one of your favorite throws in your arsenal. Because if you trust yourself and you throw it before that defender breaks, you know there's yards to be had on the perimeter.
3rd and short, Daniels. He has the first over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's enough for a first down. Nice find by the rookie quarterback from LSU.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Oh, they're looking option, headed left side. And it's a gain down to the 5-yard line. This is going to go as a pickup of 4. 2nd and goal coming up.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, some really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
Daniels now. He's got it. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. They've held him out twice. Here we go. 3rd and goal. Here's Daniels. And he will score. It's a Washington touchdown. The Commanders can tie it up in the 2nd after cutting into the lead. Terry McLaurin with the touchdown. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yep.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
Austin Seibert on to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Commanders tie this game 7-7. It's all lined up. Seibert now ready to send this flying. Here's a return from the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Seahawks offense ready to get going once again. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
2nd down now, 7 to go. On the draw, it's Walker. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I think with that call, they were trying to set him up with a short 3rd down run, but he said, nope, not on my watch. I'll just go get it all right here. Now, playbook's wide open for 1st and 10.
New set of downs for him at the 38. First down, Smith to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. And now it's 2nd down. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions, from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything, and they just did.
And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. Following that completion, a member of the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. So now here's 3rd and 5. From the gun, Smith. And that one's too far in front of him, so now they're facing 4th down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Michael Dixon on the punt. And he wants to hit his 2nd effort just as well as he hit his 1st. Absolutely crushed his 1st punt, and here's another huge one. That hits at the 9, but nobody around to grab it. It carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Commanders and QB Jaden Daniels headed out for their next look on offense. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the gun, it's Robinson. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
They've got 1st down from the 31. To throw, Daniels. Completed over the middle. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They send a man in motion. A toss now to Robinson. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
Kate, I'll give some credit to the defense there. Limited the gain to the outside, contained him for minimal yardage, but it was going to be tough to stop him from getting a 1st down as close as they were to the sticks.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Here's Robinson up the middle. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1. We're at the 2-minute warning now from Seattle. The Commanders with a chance to break this tie. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Now Daniels to throw. This is hauled in by McLaurin. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the 1st.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Daniels on 1st down. That's complete. Here's Austin Eckler. This is ahead for about 5. Tackle made by Ernest Jones.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
The Commanders in the hurry-up. They're hustling for the line. It's taken in by Eckler. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
To the line we go. They're set 1st and 10. Again, Daniels to the air. That's brought in by Luke McCaffrey. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. They have themselves another 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Has it down close. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Shotgun snap to Daniels. And he's in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders get some late points and the lead. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
Seibert now to add the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Commanders break that tie and now lead by 7. It's all lined up. Seibert now ready to send this flight. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Seahawks are going to take over late in the half. And normally they'd need this out, Brock, but facing such a small deficit, good chance they try to get a field goal here before the break. Just over 30 seconds left in the half as they come to the line. 1st and 10 now. Here's Smith. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. That was Jonathan Allen on the tackle. Second down now, 7 to go. Out of the gun, here's Smith. He's on the move, trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
It's looking like a dreaded 3-and-out offensively, but listen, if you can't keep your quarterback clean and upright, you're going to need some magic, big-time magic, to convert on this 3rd and long.
Well, that brings us to the midway point of this one. The Commanders enjoying a nice little lead here on the road. Now we'll go coast to coast. Jonathan Coachman standing by in our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. With that, the 2 squads are headed out of the tunnel. So let's get you back out to Kate Scott and Brock Ewer.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Starting from the 5. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Commanders headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. He's going to snag a couple of yards charging up the gut. Tackle made by Ernest Jones. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Another carry for Robinson. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Julian Love bringing that one to an end.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. From the gun, it's Daniels. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. First and 10, a run to Robinson. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Julian Love bringing that one to an end.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 36. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. They'll run with Robinson. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. And he gets back to the line, but no more.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, Daniels. Escapes the pocket. He's running for it. It's a pickup of 11. And the Commanders will have a first.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Now Daniels off the play action. Cut near the goal line. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards them with a 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Option play headed right on 1st and goal. And he gets in, touchdown. The Commanders grow the lead coming out of halftime. Jaden Daniels with the touchdown. His 3rd total score of this game. My partner up here is pumping his fist after that one. That is how you run an option as a quarterback. Good read to hang on to it and do it himself.
Yeah, because I could never do that, not even close. But when the defense overplays and you run that option, you get that good 2-on-1, more times than not, they will commit to the more dangerous guy, the running back. But you leave a lane, this quarterback can do some damage as well.
Seibert tacks on the point after. And the Commanders double their lead to 14. It's all lined up. Seibert now ready to send this flying. This return starts at the 5. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Now Seattle all set to go here on offense. Their work really cut out for him now, partner, to follow up that touchdown and get things back to a one-score game. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Walker now from the gun. And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. Brought down by the future Hall of Famer, Bobby Wagner. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
This is Walker on 2nd. And defenders are there to get him at the line. It was Mike Sanders still on that stop. No gain here after a gain of only 1, and now they'll face 3rd and 9.
As a corner in this league, well, you can go to the Pro Bowl if you can cover. But you want to be an all-pro, you stick someone like that.
So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Shotgun snap to Smith. Makes the grab in bounds, left side. There it is, touchdown Seattle! The Seahawks start the second half with some needed points. It's a DK Metcalf touchdown! I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Myers to add the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Seahawks chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Return coming from the 6. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. The Commanders are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage. They've got 1st down from the 31. Daniels now against a blitz. That's McLaurin on the quick slant. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Back to throw. Here's Daniels. Complete. It's McLaurin. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that'll be good for a Washington 1st.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. On the give, here's Robinson. And he'll get this forward, and he's stopped at the 37. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Staying with Robinson. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
These running backs love getting into the open field, and the best of them, they're not even looking at the man right in front of them. They're looking at that next level to get a chunk run like that.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Daniels back to throw. Ertz reels it in. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop.
I think the defense is still turned around looking for where the ball is, because that QB and tight ends, they got that ball out in a hurry.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. First carry now for Austin Eckler. And he drives this forward to the 6. 9-yard pickup, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Motion man left is Brown. Here's Robinson. And they'll make this stop after a small push to the 5. It's a gain of 1 on 1st and goal. Now it's going to be 2nd and 5. A touchdown aside in that frame as we run out of time in the 3rd quarter. It's the Commanders' ball. A chance at a win if they can hang on to their lead through the 4th. Second and goal coming up, 5 yards to the end zone. Has a man, it's Ertz. And that's a Washington touchdown. He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out, and it was what you talk about, Brock, that courage that kept the chance for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch, or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw, but hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
Seibert now to add the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Commanders double their lead to 14. It's all lined up. Seibert now ready to send this flying. Has this at the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Seahawks offense running out now. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. Walker on 1st down. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That's going to pick up the 1st down after a gain of 26.
Best run games in this league at balance. Can run it inside, and as they just showed right there, doing damage on the outside.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. First down, and they go right back to him. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And it sets up Seattle with 1st down.
You know, you call that 1st down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards, but they'll take that every single time.
They've got 1st down from the 31. Motioning one of the tight ends. Going to the ground again on 1st. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. They go play action. Here's Smith. Finds a seam down the middle. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. Now an inside give to Walker. It is charged towards the line. That's right around 3 yards. Second down now, 7 to go. From the gun, Smith. He's got it. Touchdown, Seattle! All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Myers to add the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Seahawks chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Fielded at the 7. Finds some space, he's past the 30. And he manages the 35 before they can stop him. The visitors ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. 1st and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Got a man. McCaffrey has it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Daniels on 1st down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
You know what I call that, Kate? Punch, and you took a punch, but then you countered right back. You give up a big play, massive play, but you don't hang your head. You come right back, you get a sack of your own, and you change the momentum as quickly as you can.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Another try following the sack. Flush down out to his left.
He made something out of that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as a QB, and it gave him just enough room to run.
And the Seahawks adding an extra DB here. 3rd down coming. Now Daniels to throw. It's taken in by Eckler. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Not terribly complicated on this one. Just not the 3rd down screen you wanted to run. Little chance they were getting the 1st, and apparently little chance they were going to even gain a positive yard at all.
The Commanders ready for the punt. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. And this one ventures out of play on the fly. The question is where it's marked. Looks like they'll say the 17-yard line. The Seahawks are headed out, and we'll see Kenneth Walker. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. And he's going to be brought down after getting this up to the 22. Give him 5 on that carry. Bring it up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. It's a gain of 5, and he's just short. So that's 3rd and less than a yard.
Hey, that's a pretty modest pickup for a QB keeper. On a traditional handoff, you'll take that yardage, but those QB keepers, so many times, they're really designed, Kate, for chunk plays in mind, double digits, and they nearly got it there.
On 3rd down, Walker. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
3rd and inches, and you hate to see that run go backwards. I just take myself back to a huddle, and you know you're imploring your guys, listen, just give us a little bit of a push, and we will move the sticks. Instead, well, the defense is energized with that stop.
4th and 3, drive on the line. He's back to throw. Looking for a target. He connects downfield on 4th. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Left the offense out there on 4th down, Brock, and look at the result. A big gain. They got 15 and the 1st. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from Seattle. Seahawks losing by 7. 1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Smith to the air now. He smartly won't risk something here and just chucks it away. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Hand off to Walker from the gun. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know, Kate, during draft season, I was talking to an NFL GM, and he said, you know what, in time, we're going to realize tackles for loss are just as big a deal as sacks. Sacks get so much of the popularity. Tackles for loss, when you knock that offense backwards, I promise you, in time, we'll be keeping a closer eye on plays like that one.
Barner with the grab. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. The Seahawks calling for a timeout. So they're 1st and 3. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting that 1st. Back to throw. Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Setting up to pass. He's on the move. Now he takes it. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Now Seattle going to call its 2nd timeout. Still one more in their pocket to use. They can decide to play for the tie or win later. First, they've got to reach that end zone. It's 1st and goal. Here he is to throw. Has it down close. It's 2nd and goal. He'll look to throw it. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
Out comes the Commander offense for another series. That defensive stand might have been the final effort needed to seal away the victory, Brock, but can't quite take off the pads just yet. Offense has to finish this one out.
Yeah, a few things here, Kate, to keep in mind, right? You got to slow the game down as a quarterback. Take every second off the clock. If you're handling the ball, you guard it with your life, and you make sure your defense doesn't come on the field again. They just did their job. Now you got to do yours.
A kneel down here, and they can start to celebrate this win. With the win in hand, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So it's a win on the road for the Commanders. This is the type of game everyone was hoping they'd see when they entered this stadium, Brock, you and I included. A close one that went all the way down to the final whistle.
And, Kate, this is one of the bigger adjustments a college player has to make to the NFL. In college, you get a lot of blowouts. The NFL, every game you get calloused because you know more often than not they'll be like this, a one-possession game. It's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish.
So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. It's a win for the Commanders as we say so long from Seattle.